Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Motorsport Manager. It's week 52 of the Gaming Decathlon competition. And we are heading to Canada. It's looking like we are going to have a rainy race, but it's going to be clear during practice and qualifying. So we've got 2 sets of Ultra Softs for qualifying and 1 for practice. I have no idea what the rain's going to do in the race, how wet. It's not triple, so it's not like it's going to be soaking wet, so it could be dry for part of the race. And then that puts us in a little bit of a conundrum when it comes to tire selection. I want to have at least 2 sets of softs for the race. Maybe an extra set of ultras. So we're going to try to go aggressive. It's been, 3-4 races without a result? Let me see here. 3 races already without a result, and our gap has shrunk considerably. It is still super tight from 4th place all the way to 10th place in the constructors, almost like real life. But unlike real life, there's not that massive gap between that best of the rest with Force India, with Renault, on down to McLaren and Sauber and Williams. There's a pretty significant gap between them in real life. Here, this season, it's tight. And our gap is definitely shrinking as we're down to 8th in the constructors. We're only 1 point ahead of Haas. And surprisingly, it's Renault at the bottom right now. And they're only a few more points behind that. So it is definitely getting tight. Oh. Little wind zip pop up. Alright, that's out of the way at least. Alright, so we are going to get set. Obviously, Herda and De Vries are our guys. We'll get the car setup taken care of. It looks like the handling is definitely going to have to push towards understeer. And so we will do that in both cars. Why don't we start with De Vries on that since he already has the marker. Let's see what it takes to get the handling up above the minimum. 81%. Oof. Alright, and we'll start on the Ultras. I think we'll grab Super Softs as well. Ooh, look at that. Double the laps on the soft tires. But how much of a speed gap is there? 3.5 to 4.5. Meaning the softs actually have okay pace. And you're going to take out one whole pit stop from ultra soft to soft. Super softs, a little bit of a no man's land in between. They are only slightly faster than the softs, and yet they're caught very much in between on the durability side. So, what about the intermediates? 12 to 14 range as well as the wet. So they have the same kind of range as the super softs. The ultra softs, if they actually went 8 laps, might not be a bad way to go, depending on what the difference in pace is between them and soft. But let's get the ultra softs because I know we need that for qualifying. And race day is a mystery right now, so let's get the Ultra Softs taken care of. So both cars in the Ultra Softs. We will assume that the handling needs to go towards understeer for Herda as well, so we'll start with the 81% there. Let's set up our weight stripping, which is our significant advantage. Let's go ahead and take that. You know, I think I have to start risking a DNF a little bit more and start getting these down into that 80 range a little bit further. So like go 76 on the gearbox. Especially on DeVries. But do I want to push any more? Alright, let's go with that. And we'll take practice. Okay, so you're set for race trim. We definitely want to get that race trim bonus, but I also would love to get the qualifying trim bonus. Yeah, no needing to change. So we'll get them 1 and 1 on that, so I don't mind splitting that one. Oh, and while practice was supposed to be dry, it's not. Now here's that tricky part. We want to get intermediates locked down because that might be the way to go for the race. Interesting situation we find ourselves here in practice. Oh, look at that. 2 excellents already for Herda in handling and speed balance. Spot on. Downforce, though, needs some work. But here's that tricky part of getting these back to where they were. Boy, this is tricky. Can't find it, and we're putting all sorts of... Let's see, what can we maybe get here a little more? Okay, now we're pretty close to where we were. That's a massive change, though. Alright, we'll wait until that 15-minute mark. Okay, poor and 2 greats. So that is awesome that we've got both cars that close already. Let's see if we can... no, let's put you back where you were. Can we do this just here? Not quite, but almost. They were both on great anyway, so let's try it just there by changing the camber. Back out there. Let's go ×2 for a little bit. And da-da da-da. Da-da da-da. 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 Okay. Get them back in. Get them around. Da-da da-da. We're moving. We're moving. We're moving. Okay, back into the pits. Ultra soft. There's level 1 out of the way. And now we have an excellent... So we nailed that from all the way where we were to excellent, and we're still just great here. And let's see, we went left on both, so we're gonna mess with the camber a little bit and try to get this nailed down. Let's just give that a shot and see if we improve. And send you back out. The rain hasn't hit just yet. It will soon. We'll have to do one more lap for that. Okay, we kept our 2 excellents. That's very good. Both of them up to 96% now. The downforce, we went from very poor to good. Okay, that should keep those at excellent, and then we'll mess with that downforce a bit until we get that right. Okay, overtake, overtake. Overtake, overtake. Bring you back in right away. Especially because we're going to have to change tires. Bring you back in right away. Here comes the rain. Okay, so we're still at 96% though, because we hurt the handling a bit. So we've gone the wrong way on the handling. So the handling needs to come this way, 1 mark, and that should be a few percentage points, presumably. So, tire choice, it is wet, but we're going to go with intermediates from now until that dries up. Okay, there's Herda coming in finally, and we're inching closer on him as well. 98% now. Okay, so now the question is, if that was very poor and that was good and this is great, do I continue to the left or have I overshot it a little bit? Probably a little more to the left would be expected. We're at 98%, so let's go with that minor downforce change and see what we get. And we're going to switch to the intermediates now. Okay, DeVries is already out there. And let's just go with a push for a couple laps. And same. We're going to let Herda run for a little while, and so let's actually just go neutral there. So we're going to do 2 laps for DeVries. Well, we can't really do 1 lap. I guess we're doing... He's going to run out of fuel if we don't bring him in. Okay, here comes DeVries back in because he was almost out of fuel. So 98% now. Speed balance, we lost that little bit. I don't know how I'm going to get that 1% back. I think we're going to have to take 98% and call that. So DeVries is set and ready to go. Qualifying trim is level 1, pushing towards level 2. So let's go ahead and go 3 laps in. And yes, we'll stay with the intermediates. Push you out there for a while. Same with Herda. I think we'll go until we need to change tires again. And hopefully get enough to get a level out of these, as we're down to just damp now. It is time to change tires, but we're just about to hit level 2 on the intermediates. So let's see if we can't get that done. Herda needs to come in. Anyway, he's about to run low on fuel. There's race trim level 2. There's intermediates 2, so we're going to bring them both in. Switch the tires back over to the ultras. And okay, so we dropped a percent, so we did overshoot the downforce. So we're going to go back the other way, and that we were 19.8 last time, so let's try 19.6. And then race trim is pushing towards 3. Let's add some extra fuel in there, and we'll switch back to our set of ultras. Yes, they are used already. Alright, so we're already good on the car setup. The qualifying trim is still working just on level 2, so DeVries clearly not as good. And back to the ultras. Okay, Ultra Soft level 2. There's qualifying trim level 2. And we're just about to hit race trim level 3. It looks like we've got one more lap to go on that. Okay, so we just hit Ultra Soft level 3. Actually, our Ultra Softs are just about to fall off. And there is race trim level 3, so we've hit that one now. Okay, we're dry till the end. We have 4 minutes. What to do in that time? Well, let's bring Herda in to help finish the qualifying setup. DeVries is almost out of fuel, so we're going to bring him in, and let's go low for now. Ooh, there you go. Triple excellent, full knowledge gained, 99%. Alright, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Qualifying trim, 3 laps, we can get that one knocked out. We also are fully prepared, ready to go. Now the trick is, I don't want to use up any of these softs. I'd like to keep them for the race. So why don't we try to get, well, it's not going to matter one level. Let's just stay on the ultras. Drive them off the cliff. Debut on 3 laps qualifying, so we can get that done. And you know what? Let's do this. We're gonna try to put those intermediates back on. I know that's completely useless, but if we could get those to level 3, right, then we've accomplished something. It's 2 minutes. It's not going to happen, especially when Herda is... I didn't do it for both of them. That's the mistake I made there. And it's dry, so intermediates aren't doing you any good. But I'm done with the ultras. There. Oh, and we're done with qualifying trim also. So here's what we're gonna do. Tire choice. Okay, throw those intermediates back on, and let's put on 3 laps, and then let's just get right back out there. At attack with everything you got for this final minute, and let's see, can we do it? Can we get them? 10 seconds, 10 seconds, time's up. No. Almost. Maybe, just maybe, I could have gotten that level if I had done it with both cars in the first place. But there you go. They put in decent times. Up there, representative of best of the rest status. Alright, so it is time for qualifying, so we definitely want the qualifying trim and the ultra softs. And we are dry, at least initially, so no point going for a wet bonus. Or that sweet spot, which I love so much, but that 30% bonus is huge. So 99 and 98% on those bonuses. We will get DeVries on the track first. Yes, it looks like it's going to stay dry, at least for a while. Now the trick is, I don't know quite how many laps we have to deal with. Perez is the one who gets the glitchy pre-recorded lap time of 1:19. Oh, hold on. This is the time I want to attack. Get the tire tabs up. Take it easy on the brakes through the chicane. Attack again through here. Easy through the corners. There we go. Back on it. And out of it through here. Another chicane. Oh, those tires. Those tires. Come on, come on. Overheated and cold. Dang, I was already up there a long time ago. So, I've got some work to do. It looks like I'm going to have to overheat the tires a bit early on, because through the last half, there's too many turns, and they go cold. So, let's give it a shot with Herta and see what we can do. Okay. You're the one who's 17 right now. There we go. Okay. So here's the long straightaway. Let's get those tire temps up as high as we can get them. And then here is the braking zone. Again, that's our big area. So there's a little bit overheated now. Keep them going. Okay, now it's about managing the brakes. Still need a little bit. Ooh, good overheated. Dang. That zone came a little bit earlier. How did DeVries do? Worst so far. A second off the pace. He's ahead of Van Dorn. He's not last. Okay, Herta. Form is good. 8.2. How are we doing? 0.3 of a second off already through the first sector. Dude, Buchanan 1.6 down. Terrible lap for him, so that's good. DeVries now ahead of a few cars, as Nordstrom also down on his time, so not bad for DeVries, at least in that sense, as he's about to head back in. 0.6 of a second off for Herta through Sector 2 as he comes to the line. 1.025, barely ahead of DeVries. Barely. Yikes. So, was that the overheated brakes that hurt him that bad? Okay, 5 minutes. It's going to be dry throughout. Grip's going to continue to get much better. But time's already halfway gone, so I need to get back on it here soon. Let's go out about now for DeVries. Yes, let's go ahead and use the other set of tire. No. You know what? DeVries, He's going to have to go on the same set of tires. I'm going to save that set of tires for the race, as I don't know what conditions we're going to get in the race, and I want every available set of tires I can get. So DeVries is going to have to try to go on these tires again and see if he can improve his time at all. He's having a hard time getting these things up to temp. Okay, perfect on the tire temp. Brakes a little bit overheated, but much better than where we were before. And I've still got some time for Herta. Lap's taking about 1:17. So we'll go at 2 minutes for Herta. A lot of cars heading out on track right now, but DeVries does have clean air. Whew, ouch. Well down on time, half a second already at that first sector, so these used tires, not enough left in them, but it did help me set up how to get a decent hot lap in. And now that we're down to 2 minutes, let's, yes, use those tires. Herta, we want a better time than where you're at right now. DeVries, I'm happy with 16th. Buchanan, though, is gaining a lot of time. He's got 2 greens. But hopefully that 0.6 of a second behind is not going to be made up. Alright, here we go. Attack, attack, attack. Get those temps. Bring them up, bring them up, bring them up. Come on, come on, come on. So no improvement on time for DeVries. No surprise, though, as I gave him that used set to use. Used set to use. Okay, tire temp's perfect. Brakes are overheated, but that's still better than where he was last time out. Let's see, what can he do? Hot lap is going with just 20 seconds left, so we've got a good start there. There's a big crowd of cars right behind him, all just finishing their laps. So we are 16th and 17th. Only a couple guys still active on their laps. Oof. White. Wow, Leclerc. Dang. Triple purple goes top. So Leclerc on provisional pole now. I'm the only one on a hot lap, and Herta is white in both. Really? So these brakes really having an impact. It wasn't the tire temp so much. As Herta comes to the line, 1.3 down. So it's 1/10 of a second slower, even though the tire temps were perfect. Those overheated brakes must have been the difference, as he goes white in every sector by a small margin. So rough start here, as we're going to be 16th and 17th on the starting grid. And it looks like the race will open with raindrops. Just a light damp. It's going to dry out around lap 7 or 8, and ooh, that's only damp. That is only damp. So we are going to be staying on dry tires. Okay, so 24 lap race. Oh man. And it's going to stay relatively dry at least halfway through this thing. So that means we want a dry bonus. So ultra soft bonus. So that's the bonus we've got. So, 24 laps to go, huh? Okay, Herta's only got one fresh set left. I am so glad that I saved that second set for De Vries, as I think De Vries is going to go too. But if you look at that, 8:16 is 24. But I don't expect him to actually go 18 and 16 or 8 and 16. They're probably going to end up coming short, which means I'll need a little bit more, which means I probably have to use a used set of Ultra Softs to get to the end. Or I'll end up having to go Supers and Softs, but I don't have any bonus there at all. I can make a one-stopper if I go Super Soft and Soft. But that means I also have no bonus whatsoever unless I end up with something to help make us last a little longer. I'm going to put Herta on the Super Softs to start. This is his aggressive strategy. And I'm going to try to go 2 sets of Ultras. And make a 2-stopper for De Vries. So I only get, I get no race bonus. Let's check this again here. Because Herta, we're going to not even go on the Ultras at all. So if we take those off, what is left? Wet tires wear slowly. Intermediates, I don't know if we're going to get on the intermediates at all. So I suppose I'll keep it on the Ultras and hope, well, not hope, but maybe something changes. We're only going to push a little, but we will go high on the fuel burn on the start. And here we go. Boy, I don't know about this. Okay, Van Doren's on the Supers. A lot of cars on the Supers, except for in the back of the grid where we've got guys on the softs, so I've got a chance to move ahead as both of them are looking pretty good on form too. Alright, 5 red lights here in Vancouver. Let's go racing. Good start off the line for Herta. De Vries, really slow start. But Herta is caught in the middle, 3 wide. And he gets ahead of the Renault. Great start there. We need to be ahead of Renault, kind of no matter what. But what I really need is to squeeze inside that top 10 and pick up some points. Okay, so again, we are starting with rain, so that will help cool the tires off a bit. So I will be able to push a little more than normal, but that also means there's going to be higher wear than normal as we're pushing, whether we're in the tire temperature range or not. Alright, we are going to drop too high on the engine mode. So we're already burning up a bit of fuel. De Vries should make his way back up, even though he's only ahead of George Russell right now. And Herta will probably get around Nordstrom here at some point. We'll take Garden as well. If we can. It's still tight. There's only 7 seconds from front to back right now. 3 wide again for Herta. Looks to the outside. Nordstrom went for the block. Again, lots of traffic right ahead of Herta right now. This would be a good time for an ERS deployment on the straight coming up. Here is Herta looking to the inside. Could he make it 2? He goes 3 wide. And there he goes, up to 13th. And now into that sweet spot to make it 3 passes in just a few corners, up to 12th. Meanwhile, De Vries also moving up. Now those tires are starting to come up, and let's slow it down a little bit. De Vries in 16th. Herta is 12th, but losing out here at the moment. Can he recover the position? Still side by side. This is going to become the inside here in a moment. Nope, they seal it with the ERS. So 13th. Ooh, 14th. Dang. He just flew past. Back to the inside, though. Just to retake. We're falling out of the good temperature range, so he's losing some pace here, so we're going to back off a bit. Alright, so 13 and 17 right now. It's still pretty tight. There's still only 14 seconds from front to back in this grid as we are on lap number 4. It is going to rain again. It is going to rain again. It's not going to stay dry for long. In fact, it looks like the track's not going to dry out entirely at all. So to freeze, go conserve for a little bit. Tires are both of you actually. Speed it up a little bit here. Come on, finish the move. There we go. DeVries back up into 16th, ahead of Buchanan. Starting to open up a little bit of a gap between the two here, even though Herta is on the harder compound. Track's a little more damp right now. Turn down the engine mode. We've got to get that fuel back. DeVries, meanwhile, has recovered a bit. Let's secure this position. There we go, 16th. Okay, 41% here on lap 6 for DeVries. Those ultra softs are working okay for him, but he's not gaining anything. It's kind of the problem. He's got no pace. So the extra pit stop is probably going to hurt a lot more. Alright, so DeVries is going to pit this lap. So let's... Well, you've got to stay in the happy range. Attacking is not going to help you much. But let's attack in this way. Let's use up a little bit of that ERS. 14th, 16th. It is time to pit. We need to think about where we're going, what we're doing. That's going to put us on intermediates, which means we have... That's going to happen somewhere around lap 16. So we've got about 10 laps to go till we pit again and put on intermediates. 10 laps is super softs. Okay, we'll go balanced. Okay, so DeVries coming in this time. We'll go back to neutral on that. As we're back into the happy zone. DeVries just now right at level on the fuel wear. And here comes DeVries into the pits for his first, what could be a few stops on the day. Good stop, quick stop, 1.95. And that was neutral. But that drops him down to 20th for now. Okay, we're going to go push for now. And let's go and use some ERS. Pick up the pace there. Alright, now, let's go check in with Herta, as DeVries is going to be riding on his own for a little while. We are in a P13. Only Perez and DeVries have made stops so far, and that's also why they are so far behind. But we can see those on the Ultras are making their way to the pits right now, as we just went around the pole sitter, Leclerc, who's all the way down to P18, so those pit stops are having a huge impact. Alright, so 12th now for Herta. Use up a little bit of that ERS here. Alright, now, let's see. The 2 Haas cars are behind us. The 2 Renault cars are behind us. That's important. Leclerc and Perez have pit, and that's why they're back where they are. Leclerc put on a new set of softs. And Nordstrom's the only other one. Here comes a bunch of cars pitting, though, so Herta moving up quite a few positions at the moment. He's at 31%. And yes, we are going to end up having to put on. So we're going to pit this lap, and I'm going to attack, go back on high, and essentially get spotted. There's a little ERS there. And we're going to pit this time. We're going to put on those new Ultras. Because we're going to need intermediates around lap 16, 17. So Mick Schumacher came out on Ultras. He knows what he's doing, as everybody else has been coming out on softs. Most of them on used softs. So that's good for me. That is so good for me. Herta into the pits. Good stop. Time 2.023. Not quite as fast as his teammate, but he's going to come out ahead of him. Oh, hello. Let's pick up for it this way here. Both of them 28 ERS. A good run here. Now we are way back other than Markasov. Markasov, something happened. He must have fixed a part on his pit stop, as he is more than 20 seconds down after his stop. Mick Schumacher well up the field, and Leclerc, they're both making their way up. There's lots of cars that are still on that first run. Rain has not started again yet. We're at the driest point we're going to be, and it will be intermediates to the end of the race. So it's going to be a 2-stopper for both cars. Now, this is going to... That's not good. That's not good. Go to medium. There we go. And, have I hurt myself by pushing too hard? Okay, here comes a whole bunch of cars into the pits, those on the supers. So let's see where we end up here as Herta now. Alright, we use up some ERS to get around Marilyn and Newgarden just ahead of us, so we're still right there with Joseph Newgarden. That ERS. There we go. Nice pass. Get on the Ultra. Oh, they're on intermediates. They are already on intermediates with the track dry, and they're not going to make it the distance on them either. Oh, this is wonderful, because they're going to have to pit again, so they're going to lose a ton of time right now. De Vries, here comes the rain though, but Herta is up to 12th. And it's not yet time to pit. I want to go about, 10 laps. That's 10 laps. So, now, what we're going to do is we're going to go neutral. I'm not worried about the temperatures so much anymore. Let's go medium. Okay, so we are up to 12th and 17th. De Vries is going to make his way past those cars here. Soon. Let's check in with him, as there's a bit of a gap ahead of Herta. Dang, those guys on the softs actually made it the distance with no stops so far. We've got cars in now. And what, you want the intermediates now? Not yet. Not yet. It's still only damp. Okay, we're gonna use ERS here. Alright, go ahead and push. Push. Let's see, where are these guys pitting? Are these guys pitting? They are not pitting. Let's check Verstappen. Not pitting. Leclerc? Not pitting. Russell's not pitting. Nakashida's not pitting. Perez? Not pitting. Okay, we're definitely going one more lap. None of the front runners are pitting yet. So Herta is now into 10th place. So strategy is benefiting us at the moment. We're probably going to pit this lap. Yes, now it is wet. Now it is wet. And all these guys that have already pit, look at that. Other than Matsushita and Buchanan, all of them have very much used tires. They're not going to make it the distance on those. They will have to pit again. I'm going to pit now and be good to go till the end of the race. And I've got enough of a gap that they can both pit this lap. So now intermediates. And if those guys do try to go the distance on those, they're going to lose a ton of time. So, there you go. Herta is going to pit this lap. De Vries is going to pit this lap as well. So, he's coming from 15th. I don't want to push either of them too hard. We are starting to lose some pace now. Now the advantage is to the guys on the wet tires. So we're losing a little bit of time here on this lap as we're definitely off the pace, but it's only 2 or 3 seconds that we're going to lose. Again, those guys are all going to have to... Okay, so Herta into the pits. As are all the front runners. Just about. There's 2 cars well out there. Schumacher stayed on the track. Verstappen, Norris, Perez, and Nakashita. So those guys are going to lose a ton of time as Ocon's flying by right now. We want... Yeah. Okay, so De Vries is out in last place right now. That's not good. But let's go like this. Use that ERS. Go. Solid attack. I've got some fuel to burn. We are done with our stops till the end of the race. Margasov is on Ultrasoft still, so he has not stopped yet. Look how much time these guys are losing as they're finally now heading to the pits. They have ruined their race by staying out. Okay. Tires almost getting hot there, so we need to slow that down. Who is that behind me? Oh, jeez, it's Leclerc. Yeah, I'm not going to stop Leclerc. Leclerc's going to get by. So Leclerc has made his second stop now. But there you go. Tactically, we got ahead of Charles Leclerc, the pole sitter, in the Ferrari. But that's not the car that I'm going to beat. But Nakashita? It could be him. Okay, here we go. Here's a whole group of cars finally stopping. Other than Verstappen, they're the last of the cars on the dry tires. And we just went past all of them. Now the problem is, most of them are going to be coming fast and furious. I wanted to get back around us. De Vries doesn't get ahead of all those cars. Ouch. That fuel to burn is gonna come along. Okay, the track's gonna stay right about where it is till the end. Looks like it's gonna start pouring right at the end. Verstappen still has not stopped. Now he's into the pits. There's Herta going by. Verstappen just now into his pit stall. Mick Schumacher also. Okay, so of those who have stopped twice, look at that. Look at that. Herta is second on the track. He's even ahead of Nakashita, who's only stopped once. Let's turn this up now. Okay, start of lap 21. 4 laps remaining. And there is Herta with good pace. All these cars in front, most of them are gonna have to stop again, or they're gonna fall off the cliff there at the end. A good game. Do they make the one stop work? Okay, we're going to speed things up a little bit. Not much going on here, and we are technically out of time for this episode. We've got just these few laps left to go. So it is Esteban Ocon, who's still in the Force India car at the front of this race. I am good to go till the end, tire wear wise. Margasov's not going to catch us. So the Mercedes in the back. The other Mercedes in 15th. Leclerc is still only 12th himself. So Herta just 3 spots out of the points. Here comes the first of the pitters, Newgarden. Up to 12th. 2 spots away from the points. Can we catch these guys? There's only 14 seconds all the way to the front. It's tight. But we've got a second and a half to Buchanan, who's... Ooh, that's Haas in 9th. That is Haas in 9th place on the one-stopper. That is not good. We've got to get up there. Leclerc needs to get ahead of him. We need to get ahead of him. Final lap. Okay, we are going to full-on attack now. There we go. We have caught Buchanan. We have caught Buchanan. He's caught Leclerc, though. Come on. Oh, just a few turns to go. Buchanan, right ahead of us. There's the overtake for 11th. But Matsushita is going to hang on for 9th place and pick up 2 points. We get a pat on the back for an 11th place finish, but that doesn't equal points unless someone had a problem. Ocon hangs on to win the race. The one-stopper works out for them, so the softs were the way to go. Those on the softs end up ahead. The track position actually came out. It played out much like a Formula One race. Those who stopped once benefited the most. Those who stopped twice were in the back. Herta was at the front of those who had 2 stops outside of Charles Leclerc. So that did not work out as planned. We do overtake Buchanan at the end. those guys on the intermediates, I really thought they were going to drop off big time. And they did drop off some, but not a lot. Like in Buchanan's case, he went to where it was lap 15 before he pit, so he only had 2 extra laps. Those that did that early stop from the super softs, I thought there was no way they were not going to lose a ton of time. Like Giovinazzi, I'm surprised he didn't catch Ocon. Dang, what a race. This is going to shake things up big time. Because there's going to be some cars moving up on points. And I don't pick up any unless somebody gets a penalty. And even then, I'm only going to get maybe 1 point. No points. No penalties anywhere. None. So, a fantastic 0-point result. Only one car with a problem on the day, period. Margasov ends up with a boring race all by himself in the back, never catches up to the field. Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. And there it is. We dropped to 9th. Renault picks up points. They've now got 20. Haas picks up points and moves ahead of us. And Force India goes from a mild position to way ahead. Wow. So Red Bull now lead the constructors. Mercedes dropped to second, 8 points behind. Wow. Okay, well, what a result, huh? Does not go our way, though. An 11th place finish, just missing out on the points. I was looking for the one-stopper, but the rain did not help me out with that. Forced me into a two-stopper. And as a result, I just miss out on the points. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.